if you take a knee, they will love you. And who will love you? The Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the social media organizations that control thought. They'll all love you. And more importantly, Megan Rapinoe will love you. And if she loves you, you've made it and you are a star and you'll get so many Instagram hits. And that's what it's about. Can you get enough likes? It's not about the media. It's about individuals that want to do things and choose to make a scene to get what they want. They really don't want they don't want change according to how they see it. They want their status change. I read, Megan Rapinoe, others backing Alabama soccer team after protesting backlash at season opener. And this is a writer from Yahoo Sports, Ryan Young, and he reports, several players on the Alabama women's soccer team kneeled during the national anthem ahead of their season opener against Tennessee on Saturday afternoon. While the move is similar to one of countless athletes and teams across the sports and has become an extremely popular way to protest social and racial injustices throughout the United States, some Alabama fans didn't take well to the players' decision. Really? In Alabama? I'm shocked. And they knew it. That's why only we got the equipment manager. The equipment manager. This is a tweet from Cecil Hurt. Several players and team managers, they have multiple, wow, kneeled during the national anthem at the Alabama soccer game. I counted about a half a dozen per side. Okay, so that's what he saw. And they knew they can make waves. They knew it. Megan Rapinoe, U.S. women's national team players support Alabama. Of course she does. And because you took a knee and did what they told you to do, you're a star. Because Megan Rapinoe says she supports you, Taylor Morgan. Crimson Tide Jr. Taylor Morgan was one of several players who kneeled and issued a statement about that decision on Twitter after the 3-1 win. Of course, you gotta tweet something because then you'll get thousands of people to recognize you, and then you'll feel good. Isn't that what we're programmed to do? We're programmed to look at our cell phone because it makes us feel good. It shoots endorphins in our brains, and there's a lot of activity on it. We'll feel good. So, are we really kneeling for what Black Lives Matter want? Or are you kneeling because you feel like you can profit from it? I think it's because you think you can profit from it. Both teams stood together before the game in a joint show of force while holding show the red card to racism signs. Both teams had players kneel during the anthem too. Good. It's just not enough. You don't want to be like everybody else. You have to find a way to be unique so you can get the likes on Twitter. Taylor and her teammates had received hateful comments from fans after the game, she said, but kneeling and protesting was one of the easiest decisions that I've ever had to make. Of course, it's easy because you can get monetized because you're supported. YouTube likes this. Twitter likes this. So here's her statement. My choice to kneel before today's game was one of the easiest decisions that I have ever had to make. By kneeling, it was in no way meant to disrespect to the flag nor the military, which both my father and brother are part of. In fact, I did this for them, okay? I did this for the millions of African Americans like them that are being oppressed. LeBron James. By taking a knee alongside the number of athletes that have done this across the country, I am committing to help with us being the change for the future generations of this team. I don't know what that means. This athletic program in this country. I will use my platform that I've worked hard to earn in a way that will be seen and heard. I am black, but I am mixed. I recognize my privilege and will use it to support those who lack it. Okay? So you have to recognize your privilege. I'm not recognizing my privilege. Ever. And I'll never take a knee because someone tells me to do so. I will never do any of that. I will not bow down or raise a fist because someone tells me to do so. You know what I'll do? I'll actually serve a purpose in this life. I will help others because I choose to help others. I'm a nice person because I choose to be nice. I constantly reflect on my my abilities to help and serve one another. And that's my choice. When you remove choice and force the hand or force the knee through political pressure or the cancel culture or we'll burn it down culture bullcrap, it doesn't work. And it will never work. The thing, here's the deal. I am me, and I'm going to be me. No different than someone that says, I feel like a woman, I feel like a man, and they are transgender or whatever you are. You choose that. That's good. You choose it. But don't force me to choose what I want to be. I'm about freedom. I'm about doing the things I want to do, not selfishly. I do things to help my community based on what's in front of me. I'm not going to take a knee or raise a hand or put a mask on and go march. I'm not going to participate in any of that garbage. And I hope you can understand, my liberal friends, I will never do it. And for my liberal friends that know me, they know who I am. I do not ever behave in such a way that the mob is controlling who I am. And I read on. Let's see. My actions are not meant to disrespect the flag, but instead are actions that are fighting for what is right. And that is and always will be that Black lives do matter. The fight against systematic racism is far from over, but I can assure you that change is coming, and I will be a part of making sure it does. Taylor Morgan. So Taylor is woke. So we're excited that Taylor is woke. Taylor is so woke that she said all the words she was told to say. None of that was her own brilliance. So let's look at the trigger words she used. She used systemic racism. Black Lives Matter. She's her white or her half white privilege. She acknowledged her privilege, systemic racism, and Black Lives Matter. She's done. She's done. She did it. Check. I did it, and I just gained a ton more supporters on Twitter and hate, but I got it. And speaking of hate, I got a lot of hate on YouTube, and I like it. That means people are listening. You need the people that hate too. Just don't burn down my house, you nut jobs. All right. So by taking a knee, alongside the number of athletes that have done this across the country, I'm committing to help with us being the change of the future generations of this team, this athletic program, and this country. Just to reiterate what she said. Congrats. So because she did this, she had Megan Rapinoe retweet her. We are with you, Taylor Morgan. Keep walking in the strength and doing the right thing. So I'm doing the wrong thing. You don't have a choice in what they're saying. I'm wrong. Congrats. Cindy LaRue. Cindy LaRue actually lives in Arizona. Played for Serena. Taylor, we are with you. Okay. We're with good job, Taylor. You now are famous. You did what you need to do. If you are willing to take the knee, you can become famous. And what do we do in this weird world we live in, full of these social media nut jobs that want to be famous? This is our TikTok generation. TikTok. I might be dubbed famous by Megan Rapinoe. Sweet. Our message to the team was, you are adults, and if you have a personal opinion, we support your right to express it. Yes, I agree with that. Alabama coach Wes Hart said after the win via the Tuscaloosa News, I didn't try to make too much out of it, and my approach will be to continue to go forward with mutual respect and love for each other. That's a positive thing to say. So, yeah, so we have the kneelers. And congrats on kneeling. That's awesome that you can kneel. But what I really wanted to talk about, this is what I want to talk about. So I couldn't find it again, but I saw this whole like kind of thing, like we're saved. We're gonna be okay. U.S. men's national team's gonna be okay because we have created Giovanni Reyna, so we're set. We have Pulisic and we have Reyna. We're good to go. We have no problems in U.S. soccer. Nah. All right. Well, let's look at this. So here's Giovanni's wiki page. The thing you have to understand and pay attention to is, and by the way, Gio's an amazing player. That guy is high-level, world-class player. He's going to be huge for our national team. What I'm saying is U.S. Soccer didn't create him. His family did. His home. He has two parents that played on the national team. Mom and dad. I'm shocked he became an unbelievable player. The home made him. So, Giovanni is the son of former Ranger FC, Sunderland, Manchester City, New York Red Bulls, and United States player Claudia Reyna, which he was a captain for 7 years, I think. And then his mother, Danielle Egan, is it Egan? A former member of the U.S. women's national soccer team. She also played for UNC. What? What do you think Gio was going to do? But look, we're going to be fine with the U.S. Players are being developed. This is our problem in U.S. soccer. Players are being developed in the home. My children will benefit from what I've learned. I played Division I soccer. I played professional soccer. I'm handing that to my children. Do you not see it? You don't. Let's look at another one. Let's look at Pulisic. Here's Pulisic's father. Pulisic's father was an indoor professional soccer player. Harrisburg Heat. He played for George Mason University and then played for Harrisburg Heat. By the way, I almost played for them. And his dad was smart enough to say, let's get our son out of here and go to Germany. And that's where he went. He took his son and dropped him off at Borussia Dortmund Academy and became a coach there and stayed with his son. He was smart enough to get out of the United States to avoid the destructive nature of U.S. soccer. It doesn't develop players. It's developed in the home with a smart mother or father or combination of the both that develop their child. So let's look at another one. Let's go to Weston McKennie. So let's look at his. Did the U.S. develop him? Let's look. This is from ESPN Plus from the Bundesliga website. The Texas native was just 5 when his family relocated from the U.S. to Germany. Oh, so that's where he started. A transatlantic twist of fate that opened his eyes to soccer, changing the course of his life forever. We were stationed in Fort Lee, Virginia, Weston's dad, John, explained to USsoccer.com as part of their new series, Rising Emerging Faces of the U.S. Men's National Team. It was just coming up on time for me to make a PCS, a permanent change of station, and I had an option to go to Alaska or go to Germany. I talked to my family about it, and it's like, I don't want to go to Alaska. It's cold there, so we decided to go to Germany. So if he chose Alaska, there is no Weston McKennie playing soccer. Probably be playing football, something else. Let's read on. I talked to the family about it, and it was like, we'll not go to Alaska. It's too cold. We're going to Germany. For young Weston, one of the things was soccer. He began to play regularly with his older brother John and a friend Toby across the road from the family's home and the village sports hall. Even then, he was cut above the rest. So he was doing street soccer already. Crazy. I remember we were playing a bunch of 16 to 20-year-olds, said David Mueller, coach of the local youth team FC Phonics. There was these two Americans, one of them 14 years old and one of them 5 years old. If he had the ball, you could see he was pretty good. That was Weston. I went to his brother and said, why don't you bring him out to the local team I just took over? It's exactly his age group, Weston obliged. Not that it was entirely age appropriate. He rattled off 8 debut goals for the U6, prompted Mueller to pump him up not one, but 2 age groups. The move paid tenfold. In Germany, they notice a child that is above their ability. They move them up age groups, but USsoccer and their whole bio-banding, whatever happened to bio-banding? Remember that? Bio-banding, where you based on size and based on size, you'll be put in your age group. So you actually go down an age group. That's how stupid they are. I don't know whatever happened with bio-banding, but I think we spent a lot of money for USsoccer. Not as much spending we did on the membership of Flynn and Berhalter for their gym workouts. But, that seems very intelligent by the Germans. Oh, he's good. Let's move him up age. And initially, he was out there playing with a bunch of 16 and 20-year-olds, just hanging out with the people. But in America, we're scared about age. That's not fair. Check their birth certificate. I cry foul. And I continue reading on. If McKennie thought a career in soccer was pie in the sky, he soon changed his mind after watching the U.S. beat Poland in a pre-2006 FIFA World Cup friendly in nearby Kaiserslautern. The Texas youngster had the good fortune to meet the U.S. men's national team players, Landon Donovan and Carlos Bocanegra. So he's around the game. He watched the game. He played on the streets. He was identified. He moved up in age groups because he was scoring too many goals. And that doesn't happen here in the United States. It doesn't happen in rec soccer. Oh, it's just rec. It's not a caddy percent DA or whatever we're doing. It's not MLS Next. It doesn't happen enough. So he grew up in Germany before going to Texas. So he really got his feet wet because he went there. If he went to Alaska, game over. No McKennie. That in lies our problem, ladies and gentlemen. We have a problem. And I'm getting, I got all these posts on YouTube saying, this guy's just an MLS Next hater, blah, 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 or whatever they're saying. I'm not going to read too much more into it. There's just too much stuff to fight with right now. I got to pick my battles. But we can't get excited about these. We get players that are being developed in homes with parents with national team players, national team parents developing their child. Yeah, that's not U.S. soccer. That's parents. And then we have the luck of McKennie growing up in Germany because his dad decided not Alaska, and I'm going to go to Germany where soccer is king, and they learned on the streets and moved up age group based on his ability. Yeah, that is a bit different than what we're experiencing today. So I said enough. This podcast is now done. I'm moving on in life. I hope and pray that you guys have a wonderful day. We do need a change with how we're living. We need to change things. USsoccer needs to change things, but shoot, USsoccer is not going to matter the way this country's going. There's so much hate. And I guess I'm part of the hate. And I should be less hateful. I'm going to try. I'll try to be better. Have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.